kid got invited to his friend's house for the first time. As soon as they finished lunch, his friend yelled, "Hey mom, we're going outside." And then the mom walked over carrying 2 black ankle straps with a lock on them and a box attached to each. She buckled one around her son's ankle and then the other one around the visiting kid's ankle. The kid immediately asked, "What's this?" And the mom just pointed towards the backyard. You see, there was an invisible fence running along the entire edge of the property. "I don't want you boys to wander off." These ankle bands were connected to the same system that would keep the dog in the yard, an invisible fence. If they crossed the property line, it would start beeping, and if they went farther, it would zap them. His friend acted like it was completely normal. "Yeah, she just wants us to be safe." They played football in the backyard that day, but the ball was thrown too far and the visiting kid forgot about the bracelet. He stepped out of bounds, started beeping, and then, "Oh no, honestly, that's not okay." There was a kid at recess who became the official referee. It started because these 2 groups of friends got into a huge argument about if somebody was out during their kickball game. Nobody trusted either team, so they asked this one kid to decide. "Yeah, I was watching. He was definitely out." Both teams accepted it. Well, he started a little business. Pretty soon, if you wanted to play football, kickball, capture the flag, or even some completely made-up random game, you would ask this kid to referee. If it was a new game, the teams had to explain to him, "Okay, so if the potato goes into the hole, you lose, but if you miss, it's a point?" A lot of times it didn't make sense, but he took what he got, and he reffed the game. And once the games would begin, his word was final. He made the calls. Now, in order to get this kid to ref your game, you would have to give him something. He didn't accept money. He didn't care about it. He wanted goods, snacks, drinks, cool items. He even wore a cool black and white striped shirt with a whistle, and everyone thought he was a legend. And that is because he is. You gotta respect the hustle. This kid started hiding $5 bills in random library books at school. Not every book, just random ones. One day a kid checked out a book, $5. And there's a note. The note said, "Congrats on finding one of the many $5 bills I hid in books." Within 2 weeks, the library was packed with kids, but not because they wanted to read. Kids would walk into the library, pull 20 books off the shelves, go through them, and leave them on the floor. The librarians were like, "What the heck is going on in here?" The principal called an assembly and said, "Whoever is hiding money inside of library books like they're frickin' Willy Wonka, please stop! You're causing chaos!" The kid who did it never admitted to it. And legend has it, to this day, there are still some books in the library with money in them. And every so often, a student will go in there, searching, hoping to get lucky. This kid's dad told him, "Every dollar you earn this summer, I'll match it." Cowabunga! The dad figured the kid might mow a few lawns, wash a couple cars, maybe make $100, $200 max. But this kid took the deal way too seriously. He began waking up before anybody else in his family, dragging garbage cans back to people's houses, mowing their lawns, like I said, cleaning their cars, bringing in their groceries, and people were tipping him. He sold water bottles and Gatorades at the baseball games. He used some of the money to rent out a pressure washer, and he started a pressure washing business that summer. When all was said and done, at the end of that summer, he sat his dad down at the kitchen table. "All right, Dad, have a seat. I'm gonna count up the money I made." "All right, son, let's see what you did." Pulled out a notebook, and he said, "Okay, I made $3,842. Milk! Huh? You made how much? $3,842. You remember our deal, don't you, Pop? You know the deal. Every dollar gets matched." Well, his dad tried to explain to him that he only said he would do that to motivate him. And it seems like he did pretty well without me having to match it, so I think we're good, right? "You said every dollar, Dad. You said every dollar." The dad ended up having to pay his son the matched money in monthly installments because he didn't have it at the time. But the kid said his dad tried to get out of it. He just wouldn't let him. You gotta respect the hustle. This kid would fight with his sister every day about who got to use the TV remote. They only had one television, and whoever had the remote in their possession would control what everyone watched. One afternoon, this kid grabbed it and switched on his favorite show, but he turned off the show his sister had been watching. "Hey, that's not fair." "Yeah, it's fair enough." She climbed across the couch. She grabbed his wrist, and they started wrestling for the remote. The mom yelled from the kitchen, "If I have to come in there, nobody's watching TV for the rest of the week." They froze for about 3 seconds. Then they continued fighting. His sister finally snapped. She ripped the remote out of his hands and smacked him in the face. It didn't really hurt at first, but then it stung. He walked to the bathroom, looked at himself in the mirror, and that's when he saw it. "Oh my God, There was a perfect rectangular mark on his face, and inside the rectangle, backwards but completely readable, it said, "Made in China." Oh God! Their mom took one look at it and knew exactly what happened. Both of the kids were grounded from TV for the rest of the week, but that mark remained on his face for a long time. He was walking around looking like he'd been manufactured overseas. That's insane. This kid slammed the classroom door so hard it cracked. The school called his parents and made them pay $400 to buy a new door. The kid wasn't happy. You know what? I'm not happy. But him and his family handed over the money. Then weeks go by, then a month. That same cracked door was still attached to the classroom. That's what they used every day. One afternoon, he asked the janitor, "Weren't they gonna replace this door with the money I paid them?" Janitor said, "Oh, I think that money went towards something else." Oh, that ticked him off. The next day, the kid came to school with a drill. His dad's drill. He walked straight up to that damaged door, unscrewed the hinges, picked up the entire thing, and he began walking towards the parking lot. A teacher came running over. What are you doing?" "Listen, I paid for this door. I gave you guys $400. You said you were gonna get a new one. If you're not getting a new one, I'm taking my door." The principal made him put it back. Then the school installed the replacement door the same week. That's honestly hilarious. On the first day of class, this teacher walked in and wrote his name on the board. Mr. Stevenson. He told everyone to open their textbooks. And that was his entire teaching method. That entire class, he made the students copy, word for word, everything that was in chapter 1. Well, students started asking questions. "Why did the Roman Empire fall, Mr. Stevenson?" He would just say, "It should tell you in your textbook." Who won the War of 1812? "It should tell you in your textbook." "Well, what year did World War II end?" "That's not in the chapter, but the textbook should tell you." Shortly after that, the principal walked in. "Excuse me, who are you?" "I'm Mr. Stevenson." "Sir, you don't work here. I was coming in because the sub never showed up." Mr. Stevenson wasn't a teacher the school hired. Mr. Stevenson was just some random guy that showed up to that school that day, walked into that classroom, and pretended to teach the class. The police did come, and he did get a fine. That's insane. One day at one school, this kid brought an entire rotisserie chicken in. Nobody knew why, but during lunch, he took this rotisserie chicken to the bathroom and shoved it in the toilet and flushed. Well, that messed things up pretty bad because that bathroom, every single toilet started backing up, overflowing. The janitor pulled the entire rotisserie chicken out of one of the pipes. The principal got on the announcements the next morning. "After yesterday's incident, students are reminded to never flush a rotisserie chicken in the toilets. Please." Now, everyone thought that was the funniest announcement they have ever heard, and the school's number one mistake was that announcement, because now that kid was a legend, and well, he had started a trend. The next week, another chicken showed up flushed in the toilet. Then another. Students were sneaking them in their backpacks and seeing if they could get away with it. It got so bad, the janitor started checking people as they were coming in. By the end of that semester, the school had spent thousands and thousands of dollars on plumbing repairs. And for years after this, everyone remembered the great rotisserie chicken flush. Gotta respect the hustle.